But September's often so nice on Vancouver Island. It doesn't feel like hockey weather, but once the games start, it starts to go. And here's Bolt slugging it out in a scrap, exchanging punches with Street. Both throwing. Bolt knocked down to the ice by Street, but both benches excited about that one.
Inside the Bulldog blue line on the left-hand side boards. Puck goes in deep. Thomas New will skate away with it, and there's some little extracurricular activities in behind the play as New brings it across the line. In the middle now, there is Sartz with a shot, and that's blocked. Puck comes all the way out to center ice. Sartz will leave it there for Luke Dolan, and now we got some rough stuff as Matthew Ron is getting absolutely beat behind from one of the Sherwood Park Crusader players. That is Divan Apollon. And Matthew Ron was just kind of trying to protect himself. He was in a vulnerable state, and Apollon was just feeding him from behind.
The first 2 rounds. Working to center Fetchner, but behind the play a scrap breaking out. Klippenstein and LeBeau. They go down with LeBeau on the top. That gets both benches up.
He gains the red line, chips that one into the attacking zone past Jack Metaldo. Now it's Fazio. Hard hit behind the Caps bench by Ward. And now we have a little bit of rough stuff here. Ward's going to drop the gloves here with Jack Makara, and we got a fight here. Makara and Ward locked up here at the top of the face-off circle. Ward, the bigger of the two. Both men are locked up here. Ward's pulled loose that right hand, trying to get them off. He's pulled Makara's helmet off, and they'll swing each other to the ground. Spirited tilt.
Vipers win that one. Again, their faceoff percentage has been much better than it was on Saturday. And again, that's all about improvement. Here's Heidecker for McMillan, and we're going to get a fight in the neutral zone. It's Wallows and Hayes is uncorking the right hand on Wallows and gets him in the old headlock takedown.
Toward the front of the net. Might have broken his stick on that attempt as well. He's got no stick and a chance the other way. Here's Friedman dragging. Backdoor pass and a great save there. And now we've got a fight at center. It's Alexi Lashane who's going to drop the gloves with Brett Christensen here as Lashane drops Christensen down to the ice on the 2-on-0 opportunity the other way for Sherwood Park.
Chased by Ekhogan with a one-touch up the middle. Aggressive back check. Now there's a shot up high by Davis, so now he's being jumped. I think the officials have got into this before it turned into an instigate, and now we got a scrap. Lancote and De Laurentiis. De Laurentiis went down, came back up, threw one, then they go down in a pile. Gives credit for standing up there.
Salmon arm by a little bit here.
Yep.
As Cranbrook still aims to be aggressive here, but salmon arm with some good pressure from Adam Fisher there. As that one's taken away by Jack McMinn, who lays that one off, and Nathan Wright and Aiden Fisher going at it over there on the near side, and they're gonna have a fight. As Nathan Wright and Bailey Yates throwing some haymakers here. Helmet is off for Aiden Fisher, and big right hand from Nathan Wright as he's got Bailey Yates in a headlock. So
Weingart up ice for Wingfield, but offside. A little bit of a late shot. That's going to cause a commotion in the corner. A little brouhaha going on. Everybody find a dance partner. Wingfield throwing some punches. Henry on top of a Riverman player. Westhaver tied up with Nottingham. An old-fashioned scrum going on here. One's broken up. Westhaver and Nottingham are still exchanging words.
The assist to number 21, Jordan Geike. Time of the goal, 13 minutes, 54 seconds. Chase Campbell, his first of the season from Geike at 13:54.
Now a delayed
Here
penalty
we go.
coming.
We got to fight.
Dustin Renis is going to drop the gloves with Isaac Holt, and
I say we got to fight. It's more like Isaac Holt just jumped Dustin Renis.
yeah, they quickly ended that one.
Carson Lesiuk. Cross ice dump in. Caldenbach turns and chases. Takes the hit. Puck rim to the near side for Charlie Vincent. And we got a fight. Bolt and Caldenbach squaring off. Caldenbach takes an uppercut. Bolt rips the helmet off. Caldenbach takes a couple more rights. Throws a right himself. Right. And now he's chucking him. Bolt trying to come back. Caldenbach rights over top. Pretty good scrap for both guys. Bolt trying to get one in. Caldenbach trying to get free. Through another right, kept his balance. Pretty good fight by both guys.
Half gone here, third period, 6-1 Bucks lead. There's a puck that rolls in, and Hugo Daniel and McMillan. Boy, things are going to get nasty in a hurry. Edwards and McMillan. McMillan's dropped the gloves. He's going to scrap with an unidentified buck down there. The linesman caught in no man's land. And frustration boiling as McMillan's seen enough. He drops the gloves with Hugo Daniel. McMillan. London Taylor. So young guys out there. And Russell, big body check, taking his man out of the play. And now there's going to be a fight. And Russell's dropped the gloves. And he's going to go. Russell scrapping. After a big check. Ooh, he went left. Now he comes over the top against Stewart. Oh, my goodness. Brendan Russell. Serving up dinner. And it's cold right hands.
Turns his way ahead on the left wing side. Gets out to center. Down the left wing. Took a big hit there as that was Chingwaru. Heibach didn't like it. Now we got a fight. And it's going to be Heibach and Chingwaru that are going to go. Heibach with right. Feeding over the top of Chingwaru. He's got the reach advantage. Comes over the top once more. Holding the jersey. Back with another right. Holding it with his left over his face and comes back with another right. The two tie each other up, and that'll do it for that. But Felix Heibach.
A scrap breaking out between Leg Cote and Petrick. They come together. Leg Cote landing a couple of rights. The officials backing everybody off. Hanging on now. Leg Cote's trying to get that right loose, and he is. He's worked Petrick towards the wall. Petrick throwing an uppercut and another one. Leg Cote coming back with some overhand rights. And Petrick, a couple of good shots. Flailing at Leg Cote is trying to get his bearings, and now he flails back. Leg Cote got a knock on Petrick, and Petrick's trying to turn away, and as he did, the linesman jump in and he gets some late shots in. Leg Cote threw a big check on Wingfield near the Langley bench.
On the end boards. Anderson back after it. Hesselgrave, huge hit. Carter, Hesselgrave, and now he gets jumped from behind, and there's a fight here. Hesselgrave knocked to the ice. Denies came over. Now he's back up. Hesselgrave throws a right. Denies gets him with two more, and has to be an instigator penalty coming here to Denies.
As we're down to the final minute. Hit thrown to the corner. That's going to be a penalty here. Street jumping in onto Halub, and they're going to drop the glove. Street and Halub exchanging blows. As the officials will split them up.
Up. Christensen into the zone. You're going to get tied up with Monroe. Hey now.
And Monroe's helmet is
off.
Oh, hey, we go.
And
yeah,
Christensen.
They stopped that pretty quick.
Right wing of the Clippers zone. Lost a handle, recovered it, delayed it. Oh, and it's a fight behind the play. Darina, it's going with Bolt. Right, thrown by Bolt. Bolt goes down. Darina lets him get up, gives him a big right, three rights, four rights, uppercut, over top, uppercut, another right. Whoa!
Gloves, we're going to have a fight in the corner. a wrestling match more than anything. No one's gotten a hand free to throw punches, as it's kind of just WWE over there. There's a penalty now coming up. There was no penalty originally to Dowdle for the hit. Ooh, Landon Ward's going to now fight with Harder. Ward didn't like what he saw. He's got the right hand loose. Uppercut over the top as well. Harder gets the right hand free. Ward gets him down to the ice. Some big overhands and throws him down to the ice.
Not just for scouting, but also they still count as regular season games as we're underway and an early fight to start off this third period. Tanner Wallows dropping the gloves with Hunter Ashting. Those two pushing, shoving, throwing punches, as now the referees will separate them.
Chow high slot. Left pad save. Johnson has been sharp early. Not really faced a big shot, but here we go. We have a fight, and it's going to be Andrew Petrick and Divine Apollon who will challenge here. A square off at center ice, and here we go. Petrick getting rid of his gloves, Apollon getting rid of his gloves, and they will square off at center. Been about 20 seconds of squaring off, and we'll see who attacks who here. Petrick armed and ready with his right hand. Divine Apollon, no slouch. 6'5", 240 pounds. Patient still. Petrick not sure to grab on. Apollon the same. Petrick hesitating, waiting to make a move. Apollon also. Nobody making a move here. Could play some chess if you wanted to. Petrick trying to shed his elbow guard here. They'll go towards the bench. Petrick chucks one. Apollon grabs on. Petrick trying to free up his left hand. He will. Apollon as well. Apollon gets his left hand free. Petrick in there as well. Petrick throws him into the boards on his right hand. Throws some hits. Petrick wailing away with his right hand. Petrick still chucking knuckles. Look at him go. Throws a couple of rights. And how about that for Andrew Petrick?
That is Kimcaren Humble. Here's Caden Kimcaren Humble. A centering pass. It's going to be knocked out of the air by the glove of Jack Hirschhorn. Rask is going to crash into Hirschhorn after it. Now we got a fight. It's it's Rask going at it with Roland, and Roland's going to wrestle his man right to the ice. That one out as Shane and Long in a battle behind the play. Tied up there. As they're going to go, it's going to be Long and O'Brien. We got a fight early here. O'Brien throwing some rights, got Long tied up. Still throwing a couple lefts now as O'Brien got Long's jersey thrown up. Long with a couple rights, couple right hands back from Long. O'Brien still going in on Long as these two fight night at Poirier, ladies and gentlemen. A good uppercut there from O'Brien, but a great fight from...
But at the end of the day, it's a full team game of hockey for a reason, as we're going to have now a penalty come up, but it's going to be against Surrey.
Yeah, I believe that's Kai Menzel, and just you can tell the frustration of the Eagles starts to boil over as Kai Menzel is throwing fists here as he's tied up with one of the Brooks Bandits. I believe that's Michael Kucherway, and Kai Menzel gets a fair few fists on him, and Kucherway not backing down as
Loak steals the puck, coming in with numbers. Here's a wrist shot, stop, rebound in the slot area. There's a broken stick. Puck comes up.
We got a fight.
Beaulieu, and now there is a fight. Easton Schlender is going to drop the flippers with Addy, who comes up with some right uppercuts. Schlender coming back over with a right himself, and now both go to the ice. And that came out of nowhere.
Knock it loose. It'll come back to the far side. Bucks working ahead. Here's a breakaway for Sim, but we're going to have a fight behind the play. It's Massimo Fazio lining up here for Cowichan. He's up against Connor Bchl, and here we go. Bchl and Fazio. Fazio connects with a good right. Fazio wrestles his man to the ice.
Bianchi, good tie by Batchelor. Bianchi, look at him go, hauled down. Power play coming up for Langley, and here we have a scrap. Batchelor and Heibach. Darius Batchelor, as tough as they come, And they square off outside the blue line. A couple of rights from Heibuck. Knocks the helmet off Bchl. Heibuck again. Bchl lands 3 square right in the jaw. Bchl one more. Bachelor's got his left hand. Bchl throws a right. Heibuck struggling. Bchl got up to his right hand. He's got a couple. Heibuck throws a couple. Bchl trying to get his right hand free. Exhausted. Bchl a couple more. They're not done yet. Stay back officials. Bachelor's jersey's over his head. He's still chucking knuckles. And now they'll grab onto each other. Bchl once more. He can't see. Oh, me, oh, my, what a fight.
Looked like Matthew was hooking up Blixt, and neither of them were too happy about it. Blixt and Matthew are having words, and they've dropped the gloves. Blixt has gone after him. He's throwing right hands at the Bulldogs forward. Big right hands landing, and Matthews is eating them right now. Still Blixt, and now a left from Blixt, and he got Matthews down. Boy, did Vidar Blixt get his licks in on the Bulldogs forward.
Brumley, a nice pass to the right wing side, just out of reach for Tommy Kakaro as he gets pinned along the boards. As it looks like we got a fight now in the corner, as now will be Divine Apollon throwing the haymakers on his man, and that's going to be a penalty against the Crusaders.
Divine Apollon. There
Asman bumps with the man at the far side of the goal. PG looking to bank it off of the window. Matic Pertic. And we got a fight in behind the play. Dropping the mitts was Jasmine. Couple of bombs thrown before the officials could separate everybody, as his opponent never wanted to answer the bell.
Lifted ahead. It's in on Captain Hill, covered with Vincent getting right in on him. It appears the referee DeVries is going to call Vincent for snowing the goaltender. He had to just stop. It was that bang of a play, but there's so much going on after the whistle that's behind the referee's back. They didn't appear to look at it. Now we got Smith fighting. Right hands. A lot of right hands over top against McDougall. McDougall now falls down. Smith on top of him. Lines to Judson to intercede.
A foot race onto the near side. It will be kept in by the Oilers as Lee gets crunched on the board as the puck wasn't even close to him. As that'll be an interference call coming up as now Hikaiden. As Hikaiden, Kakaro are dropping the gloves as Kakaro didn't even have his gloves dropped as Hikaida suckered him a couple times in the face. And if I know anything, that should be a suspension if you ask me, as now Hikaida throws another punch on for Kakaro's way. And
leg high into the air, and the puck is bouncing, and a chance the other way for the Eagles, but it's knocked away before Parmar could exit, and now a hit thrown on Distad, and Parmar dropped his gloves. Oh, and now Bishop is going to come in, and they're going to throw. Parmar versus Bishop, and Bishop throwing heavy rights, a couple uppercuts. That one landed, and he's going to get the takedown as well. The Express have seen enough.
Watching the Chiefs work the perimeter. Here's Derek Olsen moving in. Look at the room he has. Olsen fires a shot, stop, rebound, save, and they're jamming away at it, but the goaltender, Skassel's going to hang on.
And we got some more rough stuff going on here. We got the media timeout right around the corner. And Olsen wants to get free.
Olsen's going to drop a spawn to the ice with a couple of rights over top.
yes, that just shows you how offensively good both of these teams are, as it looks like there's a shoving out in front as O'Brien and Poirier have some choice words for each other, as O'Brien trying to throw some big hooks as he's going to catch Poirier's. It's a wrestling match and the boys are throwing knuckles out in front. A great fight between the two rookies as the officials will separate the two, but O'Brien and Poirier
feet for Silver with a wrist shot. Stop. Dowdle on the rebound. Can't get it to go. Skasol is down. Still it's loose. Dowdle battles away for it and takes a whack at a cane. That was Bettini. Battle ensues. Dowdle drops the gloves with Holub, starts throwing punches. Now Holub with a right hand that lands, and he gets Dowdle down, extending some more for fun. Johnson after it on the left wing. Now works in on the forecheck, bumping with Thomas and knocking him down. Having another one for him. Hendry and Johnson are going to go here behind the plate. Trey Johnson goes after it in the corner, starts throwing right hands. Both of them landing some shots. Trey Johnson with the right uppercut from Hendry. Johnson holding on, tries to get the right hand up and over. Johnson fending off Hendry, who's landing more blows. Both exchanging shots inside the Powell River line. Johnson tries a left hand, then gets the uppercuts free. And then they tie each other up.
Period of play, then that chance on the far side. And now we have a fight here at center ice. It's going to be Harrison, Bolt, and Massimo Fazio. This is a receipt for that hit along the far side boards earlier on. Fazio gets that right hand loose. He gets a couple of shots off. Bolt has him tied up. He'll connect with an overhand right of his own. Bolt has lost his helmet on the play. Fazio really throwing some haymakers here, and Fazio wrestles it down to the ice. And listen to this crowd.
As the puck is deflected, Trevor Stewart not happy with the call there. A heavy check as Jaden Sharma had his helmet taken off, and now you see Stewart's going after him. It's a fight here at center ice. Stewart swinging left and right. Stewart standing up for his netminder against LaPlante. LaPlante landing a couple blows. Stewart back for this one, and Stewart looking to take him down, and he does take him down.
I mean, that reaction is completely warranted by Trevor Stewart. I mean,
I remember that is because I was looking at his name knowing I wouldn't have to say it all that much. Big hit in the corner as Pipke's run over by Deegan McMillan, and McIsaac's not happy about that. He's dropped the gloves, throws the right hand on McMillan, who goes down. Everybody's squared off with a dance partner now as things continue to heat up here with 3:44 to go in the second.
Pass deflects off a good stick from Braden Sinclair, and Otto Hansen will clear it out. And now we got a fight. Colton Whitfield will face off against Brett Calhoun of the Brooks Bandits. Both teams being ushered back to their respective benches. They circle each other at center ice and now engage. Whitfield throwing a few. He scores a big one on Calhoun, who's lost his helmet. Whitfield still throwing them. Calhoun trying to throw back. And now another big shot by Whitfield as Calhoun tries to score with a haymaker. Whitfield getting the upper hand with several shots on Calhoun. He's still hitting him, and finally, the linesmen get in between them.
Back for it. Vogel back up, another chance missed. There's a Bulldog down, and we're gonna have a fight. Wingfield is gonna drop the gloves with Charlie Vincent. Here they go, squaring off. Wingfield's first fight with the Kings against his former team. And they go, they're wrapped up. Wingfield's got the right arm free, lands on Vincent. And they're still tied up as they get back to their feet. Wingfield's got his helmet, throws it down on the ice.
Skating in, cutting through the middle. Lepra shot on net. Favreau stopped it. It's still loose in the slot. Favreau down and out, but he is able to keep the puck out of his net. Picked up now as Gleb Semiko's getting up. We're going to have a tilt here as Tanner Wallace and Sullivan Martin go at it. But very quickly, those two players go down as that's Captain Tanner Wallace and Sullivan Martin going at it. The right of Mikkel Christensen. My apologies. And we're going to have a scrap here. Danik St. Pierre and Luke Sinclair. Sinclair and St. Pierre. Sinclair a couple jabs. St. Pierre's jab. Big blows coming here from both as St. Pierre and Sinclair just throwing the knucks at one another. Sinclair looking for the takedown, but St. Pierre's going to get it. Are you not entertained? Danik St. Pierre and Luke Sinclair.
no, Thomas knocked it away. We got a fight behind the play. It's Konstantinov of the Bandits, O'Brien of the Crusaders squaring up at center ice. Konstantinov lost his balance and will get back up, and the fight will continue. Konstantinov with a couple rights, and we keep going. Uppercuts from Konstantinov. The fight continues. O'Brien with him in a headlock. Konstantinov with the takedown. Big fight in the second period on a Friday night, just like last week in Trail. Tonight we got a dust-up in Brooks, Alberta.
Here's Connor Dick. Poke check by Wachtel as Ledrew gets back on it. Wachtel goes to hammer it around. Knocked down. Boren shot. They score. But behind the net, now Holt's going to jump Shaw. Isaac Holt throwing right hand. Grabs his jersey over his head. And Shaft wants nothing to do with it, as Ryan Wachtel was hammered down behind the net.
As good work for long chances. Trying to snap that through was Speth, and he broke the stick. Maybe a slash as it gets a little nasty. Simpson getting involved with Spaeth, and here we go. We got ourselves a fight. Simpson got the glove free, comes with a right hand and over top. Spath comes right back as well, and then it's a Roman takedown, Greco-Roman takedown. Simpson got a good hard shot first, but great job after by Matthew Spaeth.
Mackey double teamed down behind the goal. Here's Blixt held up by Weingart. Silver to the line, out of the boxes. Dependrina. Here's Galt faking. Side of the goal. Silver hit the post. One-timer bid. As now Vidar Blixt and Tanner Weingart are having words. Vidar Blixt is going to go with Weingart. Throws it quick right. Weingart is 6'5". Vidar Blixt is 5'11". Blixt's got to go hold of his visor. Can't get the right hand loose. Kind of a wrestling match. Weingart with an uppercut. Blixt with the takedown. 5'11", Vidar Blixt takes on 6'6" Tanner Weingart.
Chipping it down the boards one more time. Broadhead getting there, but he can't get it out as he gets taken down. And right after the play, Luke Dolan gets a stick up high, and there's some rough stuff going on as Toscos and Martin getting into it. Toscos drops them.
The right hand.
Dean Toscos drops the big giant 6'4" Sullivan Martin and takes him down with the right hook.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I looked like, I mean, it was going to be an initial penalty.
Lose the puck, set back into the neutral zone and into the Saints bench. Porter and Funk go at it, and they're going to have a scrap here. Porter is going to get tangled up. Funk throwing a few left hooks. He's going to keep swinging. Throwing a few rights in there, too. Porter hasn't gotten an arm loose yet. Tangled up. Refs getting in there, and they're going to split him up, as Porter just wasn't able to get much off.
Grabs a hold of it. Fortune for Brender, and a hard hit there on Patrick Fortune, and the gloves are dropped. Fazio, Holomego, getting ready to go. Here we go, some hands. Holomego, now they're tangled up. And they're brought to the ice. Fazio down on top, earning some cheers from the Capitals fans in attendance. Not able to get many punches in on either side there, but
Winding it up into the zone, cut to the right wing, and then gets hammered along the right side. Play continues, and Hayes is going to tie up with the Bandit, and he lets the right hands go. Oh no, he teed out on Albrecht.
Sean Leary reverses behind his own goal. Jacobs gets just absolutely crunched by Landon Ward. We're going to have a fight. He drops the gloves with Stewart. Starts feeding him away at it. Linesman get in there before he can do much. He's got the left hand loose. Throwing uppercuts on Stewart, who's down on all fours.
still going at each other as the play's going up ice, and Lador's going to fight, as is Long. Lador in with the right hand, trying to get the helmet off of Long as they continue to grapple. Lador has the bucket off through a couple over top, trying to get his teammates perhaps motivated. Columbiacs banging the stick gloves.
In deep in the Spruce King zone. Goes after Bellamy on the near side behind the net. Penalty coming up here to Weechek. Him and Bellamy want to go. Bellamy won't drop him. And now they will go. Here we go. Weechek and Bellamy. In the last minute and a half. Weechek trying to get a grab on it. Bellamy seen two. Weechek gets his left arm free. Bellamy throws one. Here goes Weechek. Weechek trying to get his right arm free. There he gets one, and it's a big one. And he gets a few more big ones. And he puts Bellamy to his knees and on the ice. Park City, Utah zone with a couple of whammies.
Sam Line with a chance now. Sam Line tries to go back, and Jordan Murray with a nice check there. Nathan Sim with an opportunity. And once again, Eric Young, and we'll have a penalty. And we have a bit of a fight here as they drop the gloves, and Teo Pisani and then Galka's going at it. And Galka's.
Wow. He doesn't have his stick. Now Johnson's pass. Then he's leveled by Wingfield. Throwing the body as they're tied up. As Wingfield finally gets away. Now they're going to drop, and Wingfield's going against Johnson. And Wingfield, oh! A one-punch knockout from Jacob Wingfield! How do you like that, Trey Johnson? Oh my gosh, have you ever seen such a thing? With his dad in the house, and he's loving it!
A lot of intensity here, folks. If you don't like some rough stuff, I highly suggest you tune into another Bchl game. We've got a fight going over here. It's Danik St. Pierre and Brett Barnes. Danik St. Pierre throwing some right hooks, as is Brett Barnes, as Barnes takes his man down.
Yeah, Barnes just had the better grip on the jersey there. He was able to pull him off balance for the majority of that fight.
Tuesday when, oh man, Rosensteel just went hard into the boards. And now afterwards, Jack's up on his feet, not happy. As he was not happy with that hit, and now we got a pile up in the corner of players. And hopefully Rosensteel is okay. And then afterwards, oh, we got Ebenoids dropping his helmet. Sharp's gloves are off. And now we got a fight. Shamrook and Maxime Lee, they haul each other down. Couple punches thrown. There's going to be certainly a pair of fighting calls on Shamrook and Lee.
Say the Italians, but
yep.
Oh, as Leighton Stewart with a nice hip check against Cooper Struckle.
Yeah.
And
here we go.
Leighton Stewart and Braden Sinclair going at it. And we'll have our first fight here New Year's Eve. Leighton Stewart, Sinclair. Oh, they'll be going at it, grabbing each other. And Leighton Stewart taking him to the ground, few right hooks. And that's getting the crowd fired up here at Western Financial Place. So.
Zone on the left wing. Tries to send it to the net. Easy glove save for Hirschhorn, who will keep the play alive. Mackey and Schaefer are going to go here. Mackey drops the gloves with Schaefer in the high slot. Gets their hands tied up. Mackey with a big right hand that lands uppercuts, and man, he's feeding Schaefer inside the line. My goodness, is he having his way with Luke Schaefer. A big right hand that landed.
Christian Kim. His centering pass is tipped to the far side. Vielander tries to race for it. Now we have a fight. Zach Couture has dropped the gloves with Cranbrook's holding Carter. Carter getting a few first shots in. Now Couture firing back. And he scores a big one and takes the Cranbrook defenseman down.
right in the button, right with that second throw. He threw the second punch.
Shots are now even. Foe tried the Michigan. No go there as he tried to bank it in, and Gasol able to keep that one out. Now Westhaver and Foe tied up behind the play here, and Foe throwing punches on a Westhaver. Foe's letting them fly. Now Westhaver retaliating, and he's got some rights going down on a Foe. Here they both go down to the ice. A spirited tilt between Jake Westhaver and Luke Foe.
Hit on that far wall. Spitz comes in to pick it up, and hard hit Massimo Fazio. He's going to go to the box here. Dowdle not happy, throwing hands at Fazio. The pushing and shoving continues as more bodies flying into the mess. Fazio throwing right. They're tangled up. Dowdle really not happy here. The referee's in trying to separate them. And on that far wall, we've also got a couple other players.
Chiefs gain possession. Crawl at center. Weingard steps into Mercick. And now Schlender wants a piece of Weingard, and they're going to go. Tanner Weingard and Easton Schlender just inside the Langley zone. Both locking arms right now. Weingard comes over to the top with a right. Schlender with a right of his own, and now Weingard's got the right arm pumping. Both helmets are still on, Schlender and Weingard. 6'5" is Weingard. Schlender is 6 feet. And they're still going. Now some uppercuts from Weingard underneath and over the top. Schlender's jersey's over his head, and now they both go down to the ice, and the linesman will step in.
Helping out, too good. Trying to hold the line. He gets hit off the puck by Peregrine, who gets hit down to the ice by Craik, and that's going to draw a penalty and a crowd as things getting rough. Now Brady Craik dropping the gloves and throwing punches, connecting with Peregrine as he will haul him down to the ice. 2:51 to go. Brady Craik taking exception of a big hit.
Back there by Holt, he pins his man. Shigel goes back to the puck and plays it in the middle. Here's Bianchi cutting back in, and now Holt behind the play. Isaac Holt feeding Wright's hands. He's fighting Wiechek. Here's Holt, another right hand. Takes a punch there by Wiechek. Wiechek drops to the ice as the Spruce Kings, they unfortunately had a 3-on-2 developing, but Isaac Holt and Paul Wiechek decide to drop the gloves.
Fires, rips one wide. Deneen's just going to chip one towards the net. Rask hangs, toe drags, and it's a kick save by Chase Johnson. I don't think Jace Rask got everything he wanted to, but that's a big hit by Jace Rask. And Deneen wants to throw him. Let him go. Max Deneen, toe-to-toe with Caden Stoltz. Tangle up, Deneen, right hand, uppercut. Takes a few hits himself, tangled to the ground. Max Deneen, what an evening he's had.
For leading the team in points now.
Puck is chipped in on DiGirolamo, who has to cover up there on that floater. And again, rough stuff after the whistle.
Yeah, how much more are we going to see this?
And now Grieco's going to drop the gloves.
Oh, wow.
Inside the face-off dot here to our left.
What
Dominic Grieco and Caitlin Anderlini.
They both tagged each other right away. Grieco got it first, and then he came right back.
To the side of the head. Boy, they're certainly going out of their way to make sure things look good, aren't they? And then Sundar gives them a whack too. And this is what happens when you get phantom sequences. This is entirely what happens. You get guys going out of their way to make penalties look worse than they are, and this is entirely what happens. It really is. You get frustrated bodies. You get guys, Hayes is punching Kim Karen Humble over the lines person. And now Kim Karen Humble falls on top of him. The lines person's already there. The referee tries to get in there too, and
whistle. Holland is up. Saints are not happy right now with the officials. Addy and a Saint are now going at it. Addy's gloves are off. We got a fight. Addy and Barnes. Addy has landed a right. Nico Addy with a fight right now against Barnes in the Saints zone. And they're staying up on their feet. Crowd is loving it in Brooks, Alberta. Nico Addy with the fight against Barnes.
Chip and chase instead. Smokies change on the fly. Here comes Ken Stoltzen. Holy header! What a hit by the cantankerous one. Deep in Blackfalds territory. And now he's going to fight for a second straight night. Challenged by Evan Stastny. And Stoltz again. 5'8". $155, holding his own against a much bigger and much older opponent. They continue to throw them.
Good for the kid. Good for the kid.
And Stoltz ends up on top of the larger Evan Stastny.
Look for an opening. He gets one on the left wing. Karjalainen lays him out. The fans love that one. And we got a fight. Karjalainen going on a Prusak, hammering the rights. That's a good way to make a first impression to your new fans. Wingfield talking to Mahill. Where are they going to go? They are going to go. Here we go. Wingfield and Mahill exchanging rights non-stop. The helmet goes in the air. Wingfield gets a hand free and takes down Mahill. And he wants some more action. Not relenting. Still trying to throw the fists. Mahill wants to fight back. The referees get in the way. And they're going to go right back to the penalty box.
They do rejoin. You can see Bishop in the box right now stretching himself out. Now there's a penalty coming up, and Rimmer jumps right in. Oh, he's got fist going like crazy right now on Nolan Dupont, who threw a hit in on Will Subject, who's down right now. And now Kilpula is going to get a hooking call. Foe steps into his man. Oh boy, look out. Now Foe wants to drop the gloves, and he's throwing him a plenty. He wasn't the one that initiated the extracurriculars. He did throw a hit on the Nanaimo player, getting back to their feet now, being Hayden Fechner.
And boards, Craig stepping up. Does enough to allow Wallows to get it. Shot on. That one's blocked in front. Wallows tied up with O'Brien. He gets dragged to the ice. Now that one looks like it'll be a fight between Wallows and O'Brien. Tanner Wallows throwing punches as they just fall to the ice. Trying to get some energy in this building and for his team.
Brandon Pappas and Owen Davies both go to it. Pappas is knocked over. The puck's underneath him. The Bulldogs drag the puck away. A scrum for possession in the corner with Seguin Scarborough looking on to his left. The puck continues in traffic, and it's not really moving. Clock goes down to 7:41, and finally a stoppage. That will bring up the media timeout, although now we're going to see a scrap. Pappas throwing punches with Blaise. And I think because Blaise was the guy that took Davies down, and Davies had to leave the game. Pappas already kind of had eyes for Wyatt Blaise.
Yeah.
You wait too long, Sam Line will get you. Let's pack up for Chubby and Hutzinger. Now we got a fight. Sam Line going against, and Sam Line looking for a hit on Gabriel Kenny. They're tied up. Sam Line with a right hook. Another right hook. Sam Line 3 clubbering rights. And finally gets him in a chokehold, trying to give him an uppercut. And let's go, Sam Line. Fire this crowd up here at Western Financial Place.
Well, good call on the fight there, brother. Now you've been able to do that. Come on, Bucks. Oh, here we go. Look at this.
As we'll have a fight now. Nick Perigine And number 28, Brandon Henkel. And they're going after it. Perugine fighting now, getting a few good licks in, and a big left hook from Henkel. And they're grabbing the jersey, uppercut from Perugine. And Perugine getting the helmet off, and a good right uppercut from Nick Perugine as he pulls the jersey over. And let's go.
Yeah, there we go.
By Spruce Grove. And we'll have another fight here. Teo Pisani getting after it. And that fight was rather quickly. Spencer Raum. I don't know if that was a slip or a fist, but.
Behind the play, Bchl hit his man Odenik. Bchl belted down by Odenik at the blue line. Play goes on, now a scrap. Odenik and Bchl. Bchl came right back up. He threw a check. Odenik threw a check. Now they're scrapping. And Bchl gets on top of Odenik. And both teams and the fans loving that sequence. A big hit by Bchl on Odenik. That was against the boards. Then right at what was the Coquitlam blue line in the second period.
And he shoots Bchl off the stop. Carolina throws a huge hit behind the net to Perot. The Chiefs don't like that, and we got a scrap. It's Greico and Carolina. Carolina's got some rights free, and they both take a tumble down to the ice. And there's another pair tied up right next to him. Carolina establishing his physical presence once again. Trying to see who's the other two. It's Longmire and Schlender.
But Bishop is denied by Green. Spruce Kings will clear. Foe carries through the middle. It's Kim Elfbing, and the play is going to be blown down. There's a fight over at the far side. Hard to see who the Express player. I wonder if that's Cole Bishop. It is indeed more of a wrestling match as he eats a couple of punches while he was already down on the ice. And
the foot of Hutzinger, and a great defensive play by him as he stretched out his foot, and now Mitch Patrick is rocked and he's on the ice, and Hutzinger, and now Holden Carter and Tugu getting into it, and they're going after each other. Holden Carter against Tugu. Holden Carter, a right cross, two right crosses, and Holden Carter got his neck. Uppercut, uppercut, uppercut. Give it to him, Holden Carter, and down he goes. And Holden Carter getting the crowd fired up here at Western Financial Place.
Shout a hit as Spett and Prescar helping out to keep it into the right corner. Near side corner of offensive territory. Pisani gets it out cleanly and gets a return feed, breaking over the blue line. Centering pass as we've got a fight down in the end. It's Prescar against Poirier. They're squaring up in front of Jason Tremblay. Helmet off of Prescar. They're swinging rights at each other, getting a couple clean shots landing as Prescar as they wrestle to the ice. Anthony Prescar, haven't seen much.
Porter walks in, Deacon fires, and that'll be an excellent save in front as getting pushed into the goal is Ethan Anderson. We've got some mitts drop as we've got a fight here in the corner as Polak and Porter are going at it. Polak throwing some uppercuts in there, Porter returning quickly. Polak lost his helmet and he takes down Porter. Porter's still going at it. The ref trying to come in and help him. And Polak has not given up. As they're trying to clear the area. And
the zone, rolling puck. Oscar Bjork, stopped by Marshall. Oh, we're gonna get a fight back in the zone. Perron and McMillan back in the burn-in zone. Perron's got his helmet off and he's coming over the top with rights. McMillan's all tied up there too. And did they blow the whistle before the Vipers even had a chance at it? Because that looked like a glorious look right before the scrap started.
It's Declan Waddick converting. So the Saints go up 1-0 early in the period, and now we've got a fight at center ice as a shot comes in on goal. Otto Hansen and Rio. Hansen went down, gets back up. He's lost his lid, and he takes the shot. And the linesmen get in between them. I didn't see what precipitated this.
No, I didn't either. It was behind the play.
Immediately poke checked. Funk, bumped by Keller. They harass each other, and they're going to drop the gloves and go at it. And Keller immediately throws his opponent to the ice in front of both players' benches. And the linesman trying to separate these two combatants. If you're an MMA fan, it would be groundwork that they're doing.
Here's McDougall on the backhand, back in front for Gault. Grabbed and snagged by Smith. Stopping play there. As a Grizzly is down, I think it was Peskett who took a shot at Reese Gault. Peskett's dropped the gloves, and so is McDougall. They're firing punches. Both of them go down. Peskett's back up to his feet. McDougall took exception to the walking the line. Wrist shot turned away. Lots of steam on that wrist shot from Denny Monahan, but he was stopped on the fly. Dowdle is going to drop the gloves with Danny Buckley. Dowdle throws a right. Buckley gets a right off. Dowdle over the top, takes one, then throws one. Dowdle, some hard right hands. Buckley's got the jersey up over the head of Dowdle. Now they both go down. Both of them landed 5 each. I don't know if they connected, but a good spirited bout between the both of them.
Jay Schaff. It's all the way back in Chilliwack territory. Drew Delasala.
Man, here we go.
And right between the benches now, Dustin Renas and Liam Smith exchanging punches. And I don't know where that came from, Tyler, because my eyes were to the left, but it came right below us.
This was serious.
Challenging LaPlante as they skate back up the ice. And now they're going to drop the gloves. Mathis LaPlante and Will McKay exchanging right hands, and that one is over quickly as Will McKay gets 2 or 3 late punches.
Body around. Matt's trying to get this back to the top. Puck will end up carrying up and out of play. And here we go. We're going to have one just outside of the Bandit crease as Leshane lines him up against Sorensen. Sorensen some rights. Leshane returning some of his own. Sorensen's bucket comes off. Leshane now switching to lefts. UFC style on a Friday night as Sorensen eventually scoring the takedown, but a pretty even tilt where both guys acknowledge that perfectly and took away a sure goal from the Spruce Grove captain. Bandits on the counterattack. Busman busting in. Great back check, and here we go again. The second fight of the hockey game. Just outside, inside Bandit territory. Couple right hands from Henkel as he's going toe-to-toe again with Kucherway. Henkel ragdolling Kucherway down on the ice. Linesman will step in. What's better than one fight on a Friday night? How about 2? Bradshaw there takes it away. Pankey flips it up the line. It's just held on, but the Vipers follow up and carry up and out. They're going to get a penalty and a scrap. Toss goes.
The mitts are off. I feel like he shouldn't have hit that guy when he was on his knee trying to block it. And I think they're going to be out of the game.
Toss goes and Bchl going at it in front of the Bulldog bench. Ryan Tobler trying to make sure there was going to be a penalty on the play.
To the near wall, Easton Jacobs rims it around for Mikey Fedorchuk. A heavy check there by Easton Jacobs behind the net. And you'll see Curtis and Jacobs drop the gloves. We have ourselves a good old Donnybrook. As it's going to be Taylor Curtis and Easton Jacobs squaring up. Both feeling each other out, and here we go. Easton Jacobs grabbing a glove. As Curtis throws a couple, Jacobs trying to land an uppercut. Jacobs goes down, and Curtis and Jacobs end up going down. Jacobs gets on top. And no punches really thrown. Sound of the net, rather. Joe Brawler plays the puck up past the right wing side. Brawler dumps the puck down below the goal line. Chris Retnay will pick it up, and we have a fight here. And it looks like Curtis is going to go at it with Easton Jacobs once again. The first fight was not enough, so they're going at it again. Let's see what happens here. Jacobs and Curtis square up. Easton Jacobs grabs the fight strap. Here goes Jacobs. He's giving a couple of punches to Jacobs. Jacobs getting in. As Curtis going back and forth, Jacobs lands a couple. Curtis landing a couple over the top as Easton Jacobs is knocked down. And Hunter Curtis gets in a couple. So those two exchange a hug there.
These teams have played this as their third time. We've only seen him once. But when he did he impress? He ran a lot of that Cale Makar-esque. Endicott's coming together. There's rough stuff behind the play. Referee's letting it go. They're still fighting. The Crusaders go backhand. They blew that puck. I wonder if that would have counted. Angel, we got a fight. Daxton Endicott drops the gloves. Second fight of the year. Here we go. Martin and Endicott. Martin clearly the much bigger. Endicott takes it right. He's throwing though. Martin takes him down. Big blows from Martin on Endicott. Gets back up, wrestles him down. Second fight of the year brings this crowd to their feet. That wrestling match went on for about 45 seconds, John.
Guard turnover. Pisani's got it. Bandits recover. Siciliano tripped up by line. That's going to be a penalty.
Oh, and
Siciliano's down on the ice, and now Rylan Hugh is going to drop the gloves with Samuel Line at center ice. Hugh taking exception to Siciliano's. Still lying down on the ice. Meanwhile, we got a fight here. Gloves have been dropped, and Rylan Hugh and Line are going toe-to-toe. Fight weekend continuing. Hugh staying with it. Line catches Hugh with the left. Well, the fight is over.
And Siciliano, that was knee-on-knee contact, so he might be.
Bleicher, long shot, stopped by Arnold, and he'll hold on for the whistle, and a stoppage in play here. And now, rough stuff after. Here's a fight. Bianchi's in it. Nick Bianchi throwing punches with McKay. Will McKay getting involved. He's railing, and there's Bianchi throwing him back.
Mr. Lou, final minute here in period 2. Trey Peck looking to enter. Kenny helping out. Puck battle at the blue line. Haikita. And here we go. Kenny dropping the gloves after he unloaded on his man. Haikita, the recipient of some right hands. And the linesman in there. Faster than you can say fight night.
Calgale played off the side. That will finally expire the first period as Gravener and Deschaines getting into it on the near side. Caldwell in there as well. They'll grab a dance partner. Gravener in there too with Deschaines, Caldwell, Lang. And I don't know what sparked this, but it's something. Calhoun dumped by Lang. In comes Avon to support. Avon grabbed by Olfert, Calhoun, and Lang in a tie-up. Calhoun on top of Lang, throwing punches here. Calhoun not happy with something. Lang's trying to get his legs free. Fazio there as well. Gravener separated. Calhoun trying to get more of Lang here, shoving away at the official. He has to be careful as he's hauled down by the linesman. He's incensed.
Right now, the most important thing for the Express, though, is they've got to tie this game, and they've got 13 and a half minutes to try to make something happen. Now Hunter Curtis is going to line up against Bishop, and they are going to drop the mitts. Here we go. A couple of heavyweights. Here's Hunter Curtis and Cole Bishop right at center ice. Both lining up, waiting to get their right hands off. Bishop not flinching at the fakes from Curtis. Now he gets his right free. Hammering the side of the head of Hunter Curtis. Gets a couple more rights going. Curtis counters. He gets one square on Bishop, and they both go to the ice.
Zone, as Sempt guides that one to the end boards. Toninato a big hit on Anderson, and penalty coming up. It will draw a crowd. Toninato dropping the gloves with Joramo as those two start swinging. Booker trying to get position down onto the ice, and referees break it up quickly. Toninato one last shot as the linesmen separate them. That all stemmed from a penalty against Toninato, a big hit into the end boards.
Power play goal from Liam Nilsson. And we are going to get a fight, John. Garrett Tom and Porter are throwing it. Look at Garrett Tom. Right hand. Porter doesn't know what's hitting him. Tom's having his way with him and wrestles him to the ice.
Yeah.
John, if I'm Nate Porter, I got to be honest, I don't think I'm choosing Garrett Tom to go. And
For Anderson, Eider heads to the net, but Anderson mishandled the puck and then threw a good check on Cowgill in the corner. Ooh, some pushing and shoving there. There's a penalty coming up. Anderson drops the gloves with Cowgill, start throwing right crosses. Now Cowgill's dropped the mitts. Anderson goes down. Not much lands. There was a penalty coming up. I don't know if it was to both of them or Cowgill.
Polak on it in the far corner. Picked up now by Rosensteel for Brooks. Rosensteel up the right side, cut off by Waddick. And here we go, Polak dropping the gloves with Weingard. Bit of a size mismatch. Polak trying to get some shots in. Weingard gets a couple rights. Both guys wrapped up. Weingard a couple of rights missed on that one. Polak trying to get his reach free here, lost his neck guard. Good old-fashioned scrap on a Saturday night. Both guys dead tired, still trying to chuck him. Polak loses his helmet, but how about it? Third fight in 2 weekends.
Line in on the boards, and a penalty coming up to Spruce Grove. And now we got a fight. Dylan LaRiviere has dropped the gloves with Alexi Lachane, who also bumped Christian Kim before the last face-off. And they're throwing some haymakers at each other. LaRiviere has his jersey pulled over his head. The linesmen now get in between the two combatants.
He'll get that a little bit too far ahead of Craik. Shirey gets hammered down into the boards. And now a fight. Brady Craik and Ian Crowley squaring off. Craik coming into defense of a big hit against Shirey. Grabbing it and throwing right. Brady Craik is just teeing off on Ian Crowley. Now it's Crowley's turn getting some shots in. Those two just exchanging blows, staying on their feet, still throwing punches. Brady Craik, his arm is chicken wing, need to break it free and connect with more punches. Head down, landing shots. 1:17 left in the third period, and this is a fight that will wake up the bench and wake up this arena, and they are done. What a fight that was.
Line up now on the left wing side as the conversations continue. Salmon will be in the face-off circle. Now they're going to go. Vincent and Mack had a feeling this was coming. Vincent tied up. Mack with a couple. Oh, Vincent with a nice right there. Another right as he lanes it on Mack. Oh, another big right by Charlie Vincent. He's ripped the helmet off of Mack. Another punch to the side of the face. Charlie Vincent is chucking them right now. Wow. Vincent with another right, and he knocks down Mack. What a scrap by Charlie Vincent. But in, he had to knock down a bouncing puck, gets it to McAllister. McAllister walks in and shoots, and that's going to be stopped by Peck, and he hold on for a face-off, and now we'll get some more pushing and shoving, a couple face washes as well, too, well after the whistle, and I think Lynch and Small will both go to the penalty box here for roughing after the whistle. Had a good play there right in front of the goal. And Lynch with a couple extra punches to the head of Small after Small was tied up by the referee. They're each going to go for roughing it. Now Lynch is grabbing Small. Small has been tied up by the referees. And Lynch is going after Small as he's tied up by two officials. Bulldogs are trying to get Lynch out of there. Lynch is still punching Small as he's down and covered by the ref. And now things are going to escalate here. And two more players down on the ice. That's Carolina. He's on top of McAllister. And Small will be sent over to the penalty box.
Back Scally. Lee in the foot race. Tries to chop at a loose puck, but we got a penalty upcoming here as we've got Tommy Kakaro throwing haymakers now on Kowalski. Tommy Kakaro, his first career fight. I mentioned earlier that he technically fought Jamie Hikita.
They're just announcing the Prince George second goal, the power play goal, and just in front of the Prince George net now. Whistle goes as Green hangs on to it, and now he's pushing and shoving with Arjun Bawa up against the glass. And Green's got a blocker right in the face of Bawa.
He's kind of looking for trouble, isn't he? Oh,
and now Bawa's dropped the gloves.
Yeah, he sure has.
With,
here we go.
I believe that's Lucas Bush.
Oh, it's 28.
Okay, it's Bellamy.
Here we go.
Bellamy
Look
and...
at this. The goaltender's now. Green's gone to center. He wants a piece of the Chiefs goaltender.
Bawa to our right is still exchanging shots with Evan Bellamy, who's coming over top of the right. And they both go down.
And he goes, trying to fight past Anderson, takes it to the corner, and it'll spin it back around. Dufour loses it in the corner, recovered by Jamie Hikita for the Oilers. Sending it over to his cousin Matthew. And we've got a fight here. Dufour's going at it with Calabria. Calabria with a heavy left. He'll get tied up here as both players get sent to the ice. Calabria throwing down Dufour. As the captain of the Oilers, we've got another chance at it. Matthew Akita going at it with Harry Alberg now. Two fights back to back and a ref stuck in between them, and they're going to let him go. Here comes Hikita, trying to get the right hand loose. Alberg letting him fly. Hikita responding in kind. He'll hit the ice. Coming in will be a linesman, and Matthew Akita finally getting tied up, and both linesmen coming in. A long fight on that one.
The red line, Fedor sent down into the Kelowna Warriors territory, and he levels Kelly there. That's going to draw a penalty. And the Mets will be the first team, but no, we've got a fight here. Fedor absolutely throwing the right hand. Absolute mayhem here as it's just one swing after another. Rask couldn't get enough time to throw a few of his own punches in.
Jeffrey Scott, our scorekeeper, and our director of media, Mark Richard, leading the charge here tonight. You see Liam and I and Tommaso in front of the camera, but oftentimes these hardworking individuals you don't get to see, as Mayrelis unable to get up to his feet before, and now he's going at it with Small. Mayrelis takes down Ryan Small, and we have two fights on the play. Logan Pesquet going at it as well, and Pesquet not allowed to go at it with the official. Mayrelis and Small still going at it. The officials having to come together to separate those two. A separate fight going on in the near side corner, and Surrey trying to show some pride here, down by the score that they are at.
Fast pace,
lots going on, so.
John, back the other way. McDougall looking to get something. Runs Angelo Zoll, and that will not go over well with Nilsson. He's going to drop it with McDougall. Nilsson's first fight of the season. They're throwing bombs at each other. Finally, McDougall wrestles him down. But absolutely the response you want from Liam Nilsson, your captain. Angelo Zoll gets run by a freight train partner, McDougall.
Up high, Jack Good holds. Weingart to Rosensteel, lifted out of play. And afterwards, Albrecht and an Oiler are now fighting. Gloves have been dropped. We got a fight in the Okotoks zone. František Albrecht and Gugino, who we hit earlier, engage. Just like last Friday at Okotoks, we had a fight.
So the Chiefs tightening the clamps defensively. Riv have not had much of a sniff at the Chiefs net in the second period. As Wiecek and Unctil mixing up, they're going to fight here. Wiecek gets his right arm free. Unctil a right. Wiecek trying to get back to his feet. He does. Unctil grabs the helmet, the jersey off Wiecek, who's throwing rights blindly. Like a headless horseman, Wiecek throwing rights on Gabriel Unctil. It happened fast. No vision, no problem.
Forced outside, puts the puck back to Jones, launches it in. He takes a check from McKay, lost his stick, and Subject and McKay at each other. And they're going to scrap. Subject and McKay, a scrap, 1 minute and change into the hockey game. They come together, they're grappling right now, and McKay with a couple of punches knocks the helmet off of Subject. Subject took another shot, and McKay got the better of Subject in the scrap. Blocked by Jones, but he gives it up to Shemrick, but he had a teammate offside, and Shemrick's knocked down outside the Clipper blue line. And Roloffs, a run at Roloffs from Karjalainen, and those two are at each other, and Karjalainen is trying to, it looked like, grab the shoulder pads and jersey of Roloffs and throw him down. He's still doing that with linesmen on top of Roloffs. And the Kings.
Puck is stolen by Braden Sinclair. He'll slip it across the line, but it's banked back in the neutral zone. Bchl across to Isaac Bechtel, whose pass gets steered down the ice by Braden Sinclair. Now we got a fight. Matthias Papa has dropped the gloves at center ice with Spitz. And Matthias Papa throwing a few haymakers, connecting with a couple. Papa reacting to the fact that Bechtel got knocked down, and he throws Eddie Spitz to the ice. This could be the spark that the Smoke Eaters were looking for.
There you go. Leading the charge and roofed it. It's a 4-goal game here again in Cowichan. Kyle Rivers pass ahead, touched by Mundy, and we got a fight here. Tyler Rowland against Dustin Hendry. And here we go, they're together. Hendry a hard hit. They're tangled up, still throwing hands. Pushing, Hendry's got the jersey over his head, but he's still throwing hands at Rowland. The helmet off for Hendry. Still giving it to Rowland. And Rowland goes down, they're separated. You know, and Hendry's gonna have to get dressed again, holy.
His pass, drops it though nicely for Stavrianis to skate to. And now, wow, a big hit by Ushio. What a hip check. And now, jumping Ushio. Ty Ushio can't get his gloves off. Now he has them off. He gets jumped there by Foe. And now Foe and Ushio scrapping. As Ty Ushio with a picture-perfect hip check in everybody's eyes but the officials. Taken away now, Nick Bianchi into the corner. He's knocked to the ice. Now gets an extra shot, 2, 3 after, and now they're gonna scrap. Bianchi is throwing them with Distad. Distad and Bianchi, good right there. Bianchi up, throws it with the right hand. Bianchi and Distad tied up onto the end glass, and now take down for Bianchi. Nick Bianchi was on the rush, got dropped to the ice.
season, and the power play goes to 2 for 3 for the Saints.
Fedora hit hard in the neutral zone. LeKelt not happy about that, and now we're going to have a fight. It's going to be LeKelt inside the blue line. He's going to go with his man there after Fedora was knocked down just inside the line as LeKelt drops the gloves. Gave a couple of good shots with that two spots. So now the clock will wind down here as again tempers flaring once more. As everybody gets involved after the buzzer here. Wenian tying up with Perron as Perron feeds Wenian over the top with 3 right hands.
Oh, the Cook's going!
And now the Cook and Mikkel Christensen. We have a goalie fight at the buzzer. The Cook with right over the top, and he hammers down Christensen. My goodness! Ryan DeCook feeding rights to Mikkel Christensen to finish the game in emphatic style.
Just let him go.
An absolute Donnybrook to finish this one off.
Left for Edvin Nielsen. Now for Saratskas. Back for Nielsen. One-time shot into the leather of Eric Young. And now there's some rough stuff after the whistle. Saw a helmet pop off.
Yeah, that's going to bring all 5 players in.
Well, we have Saratskas. Saratskas has dropped the gloves now, and he's feeding it to, I believe that's Brett Calhoun. I believe both of them might have their gloves on still.
Yeah, they do. That one went from a wrestling match to a boxing match real quick.
Backhand. Plandelsky rink wide for Perreault. Too hot
we
to
got
handle.
a fight right at center ice.
Okay, Gabriel Longteal and Darius Bachelor might be this from the last shift. Longteal and Bachelor with rights coming over top. The Langley captain swinging now. Longteal grabs onto him.
This is a good fight.
Couple of left jabs from Gabriel. Bachelor still trying to come over the top. And now Longteal's got that right arm going.
Oh, boy.
And the officials, linesman stepping in between the two. That's a pretty good fight right there.
Right away. They both came out and I said, I'll see you at center ice. And Longteal's, he's pointing at the bench as well, too. Maybe sending a message. Whoa, he throws the title on himself. I don't know. Oh, wow, look at that. He's cut. Bachelor, he's cut pretty good, Vonnie. That was a real fighter's fight kind of play. He loves it.
Sanch was able to kick that one out. And now we got penalties. Ludwig's upset with Ryland Hugh, and they're going to throw some punches in the right wing corner. Hugh's got his right hand free. Ludwig ends up on top of him. And all of a sudden, Brady, there's a big collision in behind the play. What'd you see?
I saw just a big collision and then just fighting.
Zulinik back. Stretch pass up the middle. And we got another scrap out at center. Bchl and Albrecht throwing punches over the top. This is the second fight of the game. Bchl's got his right hand free and the jersey over the head of Albrecht and just keeps letting her fly. Boy, that'll make Dad proud.
How about it?
It's like
Working back to the puck is Sempt. He'll throw out his body and take Rosensteel down to the ice as that one's over the red line. And working back in, Sempt, he's getting in some rough stuff with Boozman. Those two drop the gloves. Boozman and Sempt throwing punches as they'll exchange heavy blows. Sempt with a big hit. Boozman trying to answer. Those two tied up with each other now. Jersey coming off of Sempt might be a game misconduct.
Quincy Supreme. That'll be his second assist of the night as well, as Kowalski and Kakaro go at it at center. And it looks like we've got a fight. Kowalski dropping the mitts with Kakaro. Kakaro with the heavy right. Down goes Kowalski. Both throwing heavy blows. a center ice fight straight off the draw.
And work back in deep by Waddick. Josh Polak. And now look out. We got a fight. It's James Richards and Alexander Lallier. Richards tied down to the ice by Lallier. That came out of absolutely nowhere as the two tied each other up just inside the blue line and came together for, I think a scrap is maybe a bit of an advantageous word for that, but the two wrestle each other down to the ice. And with just over a minute gone here in the half-board there by the box before Danuccio takes it away in the slot. A shot fired just wide as coming down the middle of the ice with that was Shane Turonsky. And now we got a fight. It's Josh Polak who's going to drop the gloves with Grant Danuccio. Polak with right over the top. Now an undercut. Polak a good shot that hammers square on the button on Danuccio. And I'd say that fight went heavily in 17 in Green's favor. Polak with the gluttony of right hands.
That puck didn't connect. Bruner again, knocked down in the corner. There's a solid hit there. Grieco comes back, and now he's going to drop the flippers with Cooper Wilson. Dominic Grieco feeding Wilson with uppercuts with the right hand. Wilson comes back over the top. Grieco continuing to blows with the right arm. And that was a good one, folks.
Sure was. Some serious right hands thrown early on in this bout, and they're still yapping at each other.
Behind his net, pressure from Peck. This comes up the near side for Funk. Weingart in the corner protecting. Finds Nico Addy. Addy brings it ahead. Oh, wait, behind the play. Oh, Funk is going after Kucherway. Started throwing punches. What happened here? I was watching the puck, Ken. I was watching Addy bring it ahead. Funk.
Just killing penalties. On the double minor, too, to Ruslan Jamaldinoff to start the second. Cranbrook, I believe, was credited. We got a fight. Here we go, right off the hop. Jace Rask, Nick Perigine, right at center ice, kicking off game 2. Tempers, of course, boiling over. Jace Rask throwing right hands. He gets one back, and they both go down. Perigine gets the best of Jace Rask, but a heavyweight tilted stick as well. Patrick finds the trailer. McMinn fires one wide. Rebound, and Angelo Zoll gets run, and that's not going to go over well with Nilsson. And we got a full-out brawl, but John Angelo Zoll hopefully is none the worse for wear.
Yeah, he doesn't look too banged up, not too happy on the play as he shrugs his fist in frustration at the referee, but I would love to see a replay on that play.
John, I got to tell you, I hope that's incidental. I hate plays where you try to take out, you know what I mean, accidentally on purpose the goaltender.
100.
We saw it against Victoria. Let's have a look here. It's McMinn. And you know what? It does look like he gets a little tangled up with Nilsson.
A little bit.
Is it accidentally on purpose? I'm not sure. I can tell you that Mitch Patrick was not afraid of this type of game last night.
No, definitely not, and we'll see how they settle the penalties because Nilsson, he came over right away, dropped these gloves right here, right away, did not hesitate.
Oh, and Patrick, they got some little turtle, little Matthew Tkachuk there, eh?
Yeah, definitely a little Matthew Tkachuk-esque.
Long shot onto Young, and Denny, a little snow shower on Young, and Ratzenai didn't like that very much. In comes Ozinch. Ratzenai and Denny got an armful of one another. And now Caldwell's dropping his gloves here, and here we go. Cale Caldwell letting a couple of rights. How about it? That's going to get the fellas going. Cale Caldwell dropping the mitts.
As the Crusaders get crushed on the near side boards again, there's another penalty upcoming as we've got a fight. Connor Broadhead drops the gloves with Danny Husa. Connor Broadhead trying to get a fist free, and he will. Connor Broadhead throwing a couple fist. Now as Danny Hoos answers back with a couple upper hooks. Uppercuts, rather.
3-goal second period for the Bandits. And now we got a fight. It's going to be Alexi Lachine and Lazarus Evanoids just inside the blue line. And Lachine trying to fire up his squad. He'll get the takedown as he popped Evanoids with a right off the face-off. The two chuck him. And Alexi Lachine trying to get everybody fired up.
Calhoun will play it to the corner. Ratteneyes. Bump there by Bush as Hoke steps into his man. And now Calhoun. And now Hoke is battling Bchl. Bchl jumps Hoke. Now they're swinging at center. Robbie Hoke trying to hold his own. Bchl going to rip his helmet off. Hoke's throwing rights. He's coming over the top. Bchl swinging. Hoke still getting into it. And he drops him to the ice.
Well, that's one way to get in the game.
Looking up ice now, sees some green jerseys in front of him and leaves it to Prescar with a penalty now coming up. And Spett throwing punches as Prescar is down injured as tempers are boiling now. Prescar grabbing his leg, dangerous hit as Spett still trying to get to his man.
Matthew Gilmore to poke it out. And Silverback's in a nice hit from Ferner, and looks like we'll have a fight. Leighton Stewart going up against Matthew Spett. And here we go. Leighton Stewart has been wanting a fight. And here we have it. And the boys are ready to go. Leighton Stewart, and they're grabbing 3 rights from Spett, and he immediately goes down. And Leighton Stewart wants to keep going, and even Spett, and unfortunately, as Brady Craik had lots to say last night. And we got another one, Nick Perugini and Brady Craik, the heavyweight clash between the two beasts, as Perugini with an uppercut, and he's pulling the jersey off. Another 2 uppercuts. Craik swings and misses, and Perugini trying to pull the helmet off. And both of them holding, looking for an opening to fire one. Craik throws one, misses. And Perugini throws one, and both players connect with the right hand. And the refs will finally break it up. But if I had to choose, that one will go to Nick Perugini.
That was a better one.
A puck given up by the Bucks, taken by the Bandits, and Pisani, and there will be a penalty as Pisani hits the ice. Looks to be a potential kneeing call. And Connor Bissell going after Frantisek Albrecht. Or sorry, number 14, Sorensen. They're going after it. An uppercut from Sorensen. Bissell trying to get an arm in. Both players finish each other out. Another uppercut, this time from either player. And a right cross from Sorensen, and a huge right hand from Connor Bissell. And both players on the ice right now as Stevie Gauchi on the ice making sure Teo Pisani is okay.
Siciliano lifts it into the Nanaimo end. Dante first one to the puck. Siciliano tied up in the corner. Fitzpatrick recovers it. Goes back to the blue line, then shoots. It's blocked. Fitzpatrick got it back. Liam goes over to the right side. Shot blocked by the Clippers. They won't clear. DeVilliers holds. Left side for DeFore. Bandits trying to catch the Clippers here. Now Jack Good. Yes! Scores! It's over! Jack Good in overtime. The Brooks Bandits, 2026 BCHL champions. They go back to back.